Ako ramalun sa TL la Lorraine Masyali no lo sel shirigal resta information but tamsula nga raigal story certain because it's equally important. Malungi lang selbak kal giber a talk show givel all kora say open ra opportunity more tigal younger nurses, so I'm glad that Charlene was able to join us. I was hoping that we had more of them come and join. Maldi orang sulit tirgal guk kolongra atir matirgal guk staying back behind the Roadside shift ma areas man sa amal malmol malguk marulay gay gidel activities el promote nurses. So gay gidal Lorraine almlo mention was Klugol Wednesday May 7 ngani se gidel walkathon gidra kalme tirgal kamitiam le share a flyer ngira MHHS Facebook page kumda sa registration start tra 4 o'clock ra Mantekang Summer house, and then the walk you just walk around the hospital to Didall and then back to Mantekang. That's with nurses and their family, and it's open to anyone who's interested, so please come in. I know a lot of people say okay, so warm up and then go out and mlamalmil mo nga malal or atapsay them ngulmay, but do join us say gidel May 7 na kluko ra kapses ngel check in ra Mantekang ngayon ko mura walkathon return niya Thursday ngari baby nurse ka mamal mo o kuk mo maral mo raigal high school lalguk mo mga high school students selgirela tel profession of nursing, so tomora PMA ediregal mura Emmaus Bethania gidi orang asural hegale prior to this week, about 2 weeks ago, some of the nurses join along with other healthcare providers toktang mar adrala mar adra exuray ilguk mura pala high school mga or seniors pala high school girela career in health dahil limited to nursing, laboratory, x-ray, pharmacy, mar toktang magiurang asulir adra hegar say, and then dakapol makita ng regal baby school we're working with the other school to see so although it's just 1 week nurses week, we want to make effort to use the whole month to promote nursing, so we're trying to see how we can work to go to the other high schools in Palau. Sel Friday ang guk mo nga niya kukura games kura scavenger hunt, and intentionally is for the nurses who are working because tirgal guk nurse sa hospital di may guk mo time in over hospital maray nurse sa public health guk timor legal station artir elang ram la mornya volleyball league magigora mingle selgap singay, but really if you ask a public health nurse where guk ngaral services sa hospital or vice versa mo gerangal gara nurse hospital say where do you go and get where do you bring your child for immunization etal ako ra mosto be ko ra omda sulengguk tiakal workstation artir, so intent tertial activities seguido Friday is having the nurse getting to know the other areas of their colleagues kura mornya bepatangela game, and then Saturday seguido May 10 ngani kura mo nurses dinner program kuk tirgele te al nurse guk mornya kura program dinner program el mornya PRR martukuk mo nga kuk rest relax kami amdeng el sit lura 24 hours mong maring la maray la protocol negotiation gamlo ra pari la last year memorial kuk por pari el year, so those things are going on between the nurses, and I know they'll work it out, they'll figure something out, so agimay lura nga sulit for that. Yeah, of course May 11 is Mother's Day, so it's like a me day. We didn't schedule anything because we give opportunity for the nurses go spend time with their families. May 12 which is International Nurses Day Monday, and morning pledging ceremony ra madala hospital ra 1 p.m. where all the nurses will be asked to wear their full uniform and come and join, and it's like a 30-minute program where they will recite their pledges renew the pledge that they took in joining the profession, and that will be the end of that week.
Consuelo. And because we are all have different languages, I'm going to speak English. Ako ganoon orang abaran ng siya di dito ko yung tingin So good afternoon everyone and welcome. Welcome and happy Nurses Week 2025. And give yourself a big round of applause, you've earned it. I am Whitney Joseph and I am honored to be your host for this heartwarming celebration here at the Palau National Hospital parking lot. We've transformed the parking lot into a place of praise, pride, and purpose. And so today's event is all about dedicated hearts, meaningful moments, and the art of compassionate nursing. Nurses are the heartbeat of healthcare. You bring hope, healing, and humanity to every shift, every patient, and every life we touch. And so before we recite the Nightingale Pledge, let's take a brief moment to reflect on its meaning and the legacy. The Nightingale Pledge was written in 1893 and named in honor of Florence Nightingale, the founder of modern nursing. Often called the Lady with the Lamp, Florence Nightingale revolutionized patient care during the Crimean War and set the foundation for nursing as respected ethical professions. And so this pledge itself was inspired by the Hippocratic Oath and serves as a promise, a personal vow to uphold the values of compassion, integrity, dedication, and service to others. While it has evolved over time, its essence remains a deep commitment to patient care and professional excellence. You guys can give it a round of applause. So without further ado, let's now begin with an open prayer. May I ask Pastor Marcellus Niraingas for the opening prayer.
Challenging task to be involved in people's restoration, whether it's health or whatever. So let me read a verse out of Galatians from Apostle Paul to the church. Galatians chapter 6 verse 9. It says, "Let us not lose heart in doing good, for in due time we will reap if we do not grow weary." Restoration. That's something that is us. Let's pray. Almighty God, we give you thanks for this special day, especially for the nurses, the background and the essence of the healthcare for the public. I thank you for this one. I want to lift each one of them to you as they are involved in this critical service for this small island. I pray, Lord, that all the necessary characters that are needed for this special work, this special service and task, I pray that you will endow each one of them in addition to the skills that they have, that they may provide the best care through the nursing program as possible. We thank you for this moment, a special moment for each one of us. May it be touching each one's heart, but also motivate to do even better. We commit this time and give you thanks in the mighty name of the Lord Jesus, our Savior. Amen.
Thank you very much, Pastor, for those uplifting words. And now it is my honor to welcome someone who wears many hats and wears them well, may I add. We are privileged to hear from a key figure in our nation's leadership. Please join me in welcoming the Honorable Reynold B. Oilo, Vice President and Minister of Health and Human Services, to share a special message.
Ali Manungil Kabial Sales. Good afternoon. Let me begin by recognizing some of our guests here this afternoon. Pastor, thank you for with us. Of course, the retired nurse here with us today. The oldest of them all is Kalista Yamauchi. There's also Mayor, Prince, Siska, of course Seba, and the one and the only Sebas. Sabino, I'm sorry, Sabino. This gathering here this afternoon is a little unbalanced. It's all women, no men, or only few of them. But today, this afternoon, is a special recognition to you, nurses at the public health, those in blue, and here at the hospital, those in white. And of course, I also understand that we have some of the nurses from the private clinics here with us this afternoon. We continue to work together to provide and deliver health and medical care to our citizens. I know there are some family members here with us, so I also would like to extend my thank and appreciation to the family members, the spouses, the children, parents, and the relatives whose sacrifices are well recognized. Because of them, you are able to provide a very essential service to our community. I also would like to thank the ECS members, committee members, whom I believe have done a great job for the entire week organizing the Nurses Week. Can we also give them a big round of applause? I want to say that on behalf of the ministry, it's a job well done. Finally, I am proud to be your minister. I may not know much about providing medical care and health care, but that I leave it to you nurses and the doctors to take care of. I'm your number one fan. Maral, sembugir kumiubro ko. Nurses, Marobuil employees and staff of the Ministry of Health and Human Services. Kubalsunan ko.
Sorry, I'm the opposite height of the ministers. I have to adjust. Thank you, Vice President Oilo, for your leadership and heartfelt message to our incredible nurses. Next up, we have a touching tribute from our doctors, the Palau Medical Society. So I'm going to go ahead and play the tribute, as some of them will be too emotional to speak, so they did it in a song. Uno momento, it's playing.
With me is setting up from naming and stuff So I just wanted to give a background. The song is dedicated from the doctors to all our beautiful nurses and Dr. Didall did such a wonderful job putting it together, so we get to see some of that singing
Angels of mercy, you work with your heart. Thank you so much for the care that you give. You're there, here, and there to serve. Happy nurses, weak nurses of Palau.
Angels of mercy, you work with your heart. Thank you so much for the care that you give. You're there, here, and there to serve. Happy nurses, weak nurses of Palau. Angels of mercy, you work with your heart. Thank you so much for the care that you give. You're there, here, and there to serve. Happy nurses, we nurses of Palau.
With me, our voluntary health 50 ball cents.
Thank you so much for the care that you give. You're there to heal and there to serve. Happy nurses, weak nurses of Palau. Angels of mercy, you work with your heart. Thank you so much for the care that you give. You're there, here, and there to serve. Happy nurses, weak nurses of Palau. Angels of mercy, you work with your heart. Thank you so much for the care that you give. You're there, and there to serve. Happy nurses, weak nurses of Palau.
Dr. Didall, you have a beautiful voice. So I'd like to also share some messages that I received. We asked all the doctors to do handwritten messages, and then Dr. Didall and I placed it together, but I'll read a few of them. So I have one message. It says, gratitude. Nurses express the very essence of patient care. We cannot thank you enough for all that you do. That's from Dr. Yamla. Dr. Parde's message is, there are 7 colors in the rainbow, and nurses make the 8th color. And then from Dr. Emmaus Roberts, congratulations nurses on your special day. Forever grateful for your dedication. Without nurses, doctors are lost. Happy Nurses Day. The rest of the messages are ineligible. We can't decipher them, but we'll slowly send them over to you. And then lastly, I just wanted to say on behalf of the doctors, really thank you nurses. We have the nurses and the doctors' relationship is a very special one. We work together to provide the best outcome in care, but it's really it's a very unique partnership that even words can't describe, because you guys are like our eyes and ears and hearts of the ward, and we truly appreciate you. And I'd like to apologize for all of the times that we took your pens and we gone rounds, and there are times when you might take some of your food and all of the stat orders that we do first thing in the morning. But again, it's really, we are deeply appreciative of everything that you do. And I know the Vice President said that he's your biggest fan, but honestly, nobody's going to call you guys late at night. Nobody's going to text you guys stat. Nobody's going to call after 5 minutes except your biggest fans, the doctors. So with that, Happy Nurses Week.
Thank you, Dr. Myra, for those wonderful words. And I would also like to just point out that we have some nurses that just walked in, and that's because sometimes things doesn't always go to plan. And so we had to pull them out for something emergency today. So let's give all of them a round of applause again. All right, and we would like to take a moment to recognize the dedicated team who ensured this entire week was possible. So first, may I kindly ask the nurses core team, which is the supervisors and managers, to please stand up and so we can recognize you. All right, can we just please stand up, the nurse core team, the supervisors and managers? These individuals have provided unwavering guidance, support, and leadership throughout this Nurses Week. Thank you for all you do. Okay, you may be seated. Oh, I always wanted to say that. Now I would like to ask the nurse committee members. These are the action figures behind the scenes who help set up and execute each day on each activity. So please, the nurses committee team, the action figures, please stand up. Corliss and your team. All the volunteer committee. And also, your energy and creativity and commitment brought this entire celebration to life. From early morning preparations to late night wrap-ups, you made it happen. So let's give them another round of applause. And last but not least, I would like to recognize all the logistics, all the teams to stand up. All the retirees as well, all the retired nurses, if we can stand up. Sorry, I know it's painful on the joint. If you could just raise your hand and wave. Thank you very much. We have some ibuprofen for you guys. Alright, thank you very much. And I would like to put onto the spotlight a nurse to recite the pledge today. They join generations of caregivers who have chosen to lead with their hearts, to heal with their hands, and serve with honor. The moment that brings tradition and commitment to life, the Nightingale Pledge. Leading us this time, honored vow, is our very own, the compassionate and dedicated Vanessa E. Espada. And may I ask all the nurses to stand and the committee of you may start lighting the candles. Team, if we can turn off the fan. Thank you. Sorry guys, just bear with us. We just need the candles to be lit up first. Alright, and so while we're lighting up and passing around, we'll give it like a few seconds and Vanessa will read the name. Testing.
Lit. Yes. Okay, nurses, raise your right hand, please. And repeat after me. I solemnly pledge myself before God and in the presence of this assembly
I solemnly pledge myself before God and in the presence of this assembly
to pass my life in purity and to practice my profession faithfully.
to pass my life in purity and to practice my profession faithfully.
I will abstain from whatever is delirious and mischievous,
I will abstain from whatever is delirious and mischievous,
and will not take or knowingly administer any harmful drug.
and will not take or knowingly administer any harmful drug.
I will do all in my power to maintain and elevate the standard of my profession,
I will do all in my power to maintain and elevate the standard of my profession,
and will hold in confidence all personal matters committed to my keeping,
and will hold in confidence all personal matters committed to my keeping,
and all family affairs coming to my knowledge in the practice of my calling.
and all family affairs coming to my knowledge in the practice of my calling.
With loyalty, I will endeavor to aid the physician in his work
With loyalty, I will endeavor to aid the physician in his work
and devote myself to the welfare of those committed to my care.
and devote myself to the welfare of those committed to my care.
Okay, thank you. You may blow out your candle, nurses.
Thank you very much, Vanessa. Nurses, your pledge today echoes the values that Florence Nightingale lit in the world and that you continue to shine every day. Thank you again. Let's give them all a round of applause. As we wrap up this beautiful program, let us turn once again to faith and gratitude. Please welcome Josephat Yo, AAA team to deliver our closing prayer.
Magmasawi yung takal ng video. Nangangan niya ako klaro. El pledge ng mga Nurses Association. Kasi bok ng Blue Indian President ng Nurses Association namin muna. Ang mula ng Kabes, Kasuma. Great grandchild na, pero ni Kasuma. The only OR nurse from the beginning until then. Okay. Ako lulu, mag-talaek na lang lulu. Kaya ako mag-motor belaw. Bigyan ka kata na belaw ko sa subat ko belaw. Kung uwi, egal, ang malyos nga rayang lababit PC. Kau na mayo, egal, nilong sa sen, nagkakalaw sa garuan. Malingas mula manilong sa sen, nakilong sa kita bisa kapagkailan. Edin lebih siya ito ko na pagpigariyan. Hindi mo ito ko na pagpigariyan sa gila sa musumin. Kaya ulat na rin ito ko siya ko ang tiklo. Nakal di maling asulir. Hindi ka natigil mga sensan mo kuwan maraming. E mo nangya't masenjan ulmeo o makagayod lakas ito mo makagayod. Hindi ka natigil mga semoro sa ulang gawang sa rolay. Kung hindi ka nabiyan mo sa baka mo mo sa kaya pagpigariyan mag-iari mo pagpigariyan. Mo itu betul lagi isis, dia kontom omorulon. Akmal mereka sulit tiga roku organisasi setiap beral. Beral pokok mas-mas alu edrak dunia, betul radio sekelebon. Mereka lo menerima lagi isis. Dah kami dah alsi sedoreng asulin, boleh isis sedoreng asulin. Ebon sebenarnya baru seperti lagi isis, jangan sebenarnya fundraising. Anaknya ngaran sebelum itu seperti seluruh periforsien. Emaudas, en la actividad de la Emaudas, se humi la dolor, se arrolla. akmal mo nga suyo, tuhok yan, hindi mo rin ang moral siya, mag-moral mo ka, ginibig sila kay mamatigay mo weyor, o sige, luba ka mo weyor, luba siya yan, ang komisyon, luba binibigil, yung sila pamati. Ay daw, sama na ang komisyon.
Thank you, Ms. Josefa, and thank you all for joining us today. May I also ask that after this program is done, all nurses stay on stage for the group photo. Okay? Nurses, we celebrate you not just this week, but every single day. You are not just caregivers, you are lifelines, listeners, leaders, and legends. From all of us here at the Ministry of Health and Human Services, Happy Nurses Week 2025. Stay safe, stay inspired, and as always, keep being awesome. Thank you.